What's up everybody, Manny from Motomillion here, and it's kind of hard to miss this big box. You could probably tell what's inside because of the shirt I'm wearing and all these big logos on it. This is a very exciting day for me and for the Motomillion crew because we received our first crate motorcycle.
Go all the way down. All the way down? Yeah. Looks good?
Yeah, let's sit in, man.
Well, you want to take it
on that side? We can carry it.
in there? Ready?
Ready?
There you go.
Digging into my hands.
Thank you, man.
Oh, thank you, brother. What's your name?
Manny.
Manny. Okay, good.
Okay, let me grab the box.
Yeah. All right, guys, take care. God bless.
Hey, thank you, man. What's your name?
Anthony.
Anthony.
Panameño, 100% panameño.
Someone got a box in their house, directly from Yamaha. It's crazy too. Get a motorcycle in a crate. This is how the dealers receive it, and I really want to thank the gentleman at Yamaha for pulling this through and getting a brand new R1M for me in its crate. And let's see if I can get it off myself. Oh, I guess I want to need Jonathan's help for this. So there you go, guys, a brand new R1M in its crate. I'm going to continue on creating this beautiful machine. I'm so excited because if you guys remember, we had an R1M, and unfortunately that motorcycle got stolen, and now we have a new one, and this one's going to be better because these bikes have been around for a while. They did an update in 2020, and there were some parts that were different, but now we have quite a bit of parts for these bikes, as you may have seen by Jerry Campisi's build, but we're going to probably try to take it a little further. His bike turned out to be amazing, but we'll see what we can do. Let me grab the gun and let's try to, I want to start taking it from the top. Probably, as you can see, the box is, well, the crate is a little damaged. It may be safer if just to lift it after I remove these.
What's in that box?
I think there's manuals and stuff in there. The keys are usually tied right here. We're going to find out together what's in the box so you guys can see how these things are delivered to the dealers. And yeah. Let's see, let's unbox this box. It's probably the tail. And this bike has a GPS lap timer. It could be those things. So in this thing we have our motorcycle riding tips, the skill test practice guide. We'll definitely be reading this. This is the, so this is the GPS unit for the motorcycle. It's going to run the GPS. The toolkit. Let's see what this is. These might be all the plastics required to, seems like some sort of an ECU cover. And this is the rear tail section, the tail cover for the seat. And these are the brackets for that rear tail cover. And this is the mount for the GPS unit. Just think about this, guys. The tires have Japanese air in them, and it's got Japanese fuel in it. That's kind of cool. Could be, but the octane ratings are different. So you guys can see the damage that's on this side. The other side actually has a lot more damage on it. And this is actually the second one I received. We received one last week that unfortunately was not just the crate itself, but the bike was completely damaged in shipping. So they sent me another one. You figure, right, that it's a motorcycle, they'll get it right. And imagine how stressful it is shipping carbon fiber out to you guys, because no one reads any of the warnings or the labels. So the biggest problem is when you ship these bikes, some of the delivery guys try to put it on pallets, or they try to lift it from one end. These yellow markers here are actually the markers where you're supposed to lift them with a forklift or a pallet jack that acts as a forklift, but you could see something's happened there. But luckily the bike is, as far as we can tell, this is definitely in a lot better shape and most likely not damaged. So here I'm gonna go up. Yeah, and we'll go backwards. So there we go. So all the latest here. Oh my God! There you go, guys. Look at this. This is a chin mount where you rest your chin. I'm just kidding, obviously. It's cool that the crate is actually, the steering nut is created a part of the crate, that they attach it here. Obviously this is not the actual steering stem nut. It must be in one of the packages or attached to the keys of the bike. Let me go ahead and take this Raptor off so that we reveal this beautiful bike. Let's take a look. I want to see. So this is a 0622, so it's built in June 2022. In the US, this might get registered as a 2023 bike. And as you know, in 2022, they changed the color scheme just a little bit again. So the tank is now different. And the front doesn't have the silver part in the front anymore. So this is the new updated design. What to take off next? I guess we could try to take off the steering stem piece. I guess there's a protective little cardboard piece. Once we're done with everything, we'll put the steering stem nut on there and torque it down. Just for this moment, it's not that needed to get it off the crate. This is so cool. Yeah. So I want to try to get Jonathan to give me a hand. So the brake is here. That's under the grip. Yeah, as you can see, the keys are. So this is actually the steering stem nut, and this is the keys are right here. You guys know that I'm a big fan of the R1. It's ever since they have that cross-plane crank. I think it was in. You guys are gonna hate me for this, but I think it was 08 when they switched to the cross-plane. The sound of these things has been amazing, and they've been on top of the game. Unfortunately, a lot of the Japanese manufacturers have faded away, but Yamaha has still been up there playing with the big boys like the BMW and the Ducati. BMW obviously changed the game when they brought out the new S1000 in 2009. And Ducati right now, I think, makes one of the best superbikes that are out there. The R1 is not far off. If anything, you know, it's you can't distinguish between them, especially for riders like us who ride these things on the road. But man, I call these the Japanese Ducatis. I love these things. That's why I was heartbroken when the other one was stolen, and now we get to use another one. Cool. Let's see how easy it is to roll it off. You want to help me on that side? So now we have a room dilemma. But yeah, so this is what happens when you receive a bike at your house. The driveway on this part is not wide enough, so we're going to just carefully try to get it off this little crate that we got. So here, this is what we're going to do. Try to pull the crate forward from there. I think it should be good enough. Let's see. room in the back. This is what we could do. But there's this, it won't go. No, because of where the tire is. Come hold the bike. I want to lift it from the back. Just it's like freeing a bird from its cage. It's never freed a bird from a cage, but there you go. Let me pull it under the sun so you can see all the factory carbon fiber on this bike. Holy cow, look at this thing. I think it's one of the only bikes that comes with so much exposed carbon fiber from the factory. And I have some heartbreaking news. I'm not going to start the bike. I know everyone wants me to start it, but we have plans. It's a very controversial topic on how to go ahead and brake in a motorcycle or a vehicle or a car. And we're going to do a braking procedure on a dyno. And we're going to probably get a lot of comments because ever since the internal combustion engine existed, there's no agreement on how something should be broken in. We're going to do it the way that we think it should be done. So there you have it, guys. This is the bike. We're not going to connect the battery or anything like that in case someone starts it or I accidentally start it. Starting is not a problem. We just don't want it to rev it before we get it on the dyno for the break-in. And we have a lot of plans. So we have secured a World Superbike exhaust from a Krapovich that we're going to be running on this. I've done some searches online and I can't find any content on it, so I think it'll be really cool. And obviously the exhaust is going to change. We're going to be putting the new full carbon fiber belly pan on it. It's going to be getting obviously a lot of upgrades. One of the biggest things that I like doing on these are the brakes. A lot of people complain that the brakes are not up to par with some of the other super bikes. So it's getting the full Brembo braking upgrade. The wheels are going to change. If some of you have seen our old R1M, we use the Marchesini blue anodized wheels. This time around we're going to be using a different wheel. It's still going to be blue, but it's not the Marchesinis. It actually saves a lot of weight off this bike too. And I don't know, I want to do the ultimate R1M because I feel like these are little underdogs. Obviously we're going to get the Brent tuning flash on it. We're going to do some work with the velocity stacks. We'll see how much power this puts down, and this way you guys can see what it will put down on the dyno once we break it in. And obviously it's going to need some more miles because these engines tend to open up more as you put some miles and they come to their optimal power output. And then once we put everything else on it, we're very excited. I'm actually really excited to see what it could do because these bikes were locked for the longest time. If you were, let's say in third gear, you go full throttle and R6 would pass you by because there's so much restrictions because of I don't know, because of the laws and stuff that's governing these bikes right now. And finally, Brent Tuning as of last year or early this year, that they have their flash and it does wonders for this thing. But yeah, so that's the plans in a nutshell. I don't want to go much into details because I kind of want to keep you guys around. I hope you guys follow the build of this bike. I promise you that it's going to be a special bike. Just the exhaust itself is pretty special. And we've already actually installed one on another R1, which you guys will see. We're waiting for that. It's going to be here soon, so look out for the content. That's also going to be a crazy build that we're doing. That's a Motomillion bike, but that's all being done for a client. And we picked this R1M so that this could be our in our Motomillion fleet. We potentially have 2 more bikes coming to the fleet, and that's what we've promised you guys, that we're going to have a lot of content and a lot of really good content. And one of them is going to be a Panigale V4 SP2. I was supposed to receive it a while ago, but it hasn't arrived yet. Yesterday I saw the first one arrive. I was supposed to have the first one, but I understand that things can change around, so they told me another week. So we'll see for that. And the third bike, I'm not going to announce it yet. The deal hasn't been done on it, but it is another bike that I really, really, really love. And it might be a surprise to you amongst all these bikes that we have. But there you have it, guys. If you Have any suggestions on what we should do? Put them down in the comments below. If you liked or didn't like anything I say about the bike or any of our plans, you could comment on that too. Until next time, guys, have a great one.